2 people are believed to be dead in a shooting and hostage-taking situation at a kosher market on the eastern edge of Paris. There are reports a man and a woman are holding at least 5 people captive. A police officer says the 2 appear to be linked to Wednesday's newspaper attack. Police also say the male hostage-taker is also the suspect in the shooting death of a policewoman a day earlier, an incident that also injured a street sweeper. French President François Hollande has ordered the country's top security officers to the scene. Meantime, a massive police operation is still underway northeast of Paris. That's where 2 brothers suspected in Wednesday's massacre in Paris are holed up in a printing house with a hostage. Police are trying to communicate with the pair. The village is not far from Charles de Gaulle Airport. 2 runways have been shut down to avoid interference with the standoff. A dozen people lost their lives when 3 gunmen stormed a satirical newspaper and began shooting at random. Prime Minister Stephen Harper took a moment to condemn the attacks in Paris at an unrelated announcement in Delta yesterday.
A trio of hooded men struck at some of our most cherished democratic principles: freedom of expression, freedom of the press. They assaulted democracy everywhere. Yesterday, hundreds of thousands of people around the world, in cities across this country, openly demonstrated that we will not be intimidated by jihadist terrorists.
All right, in other news, visibility will be once again a big issue for drivers this morning, trying to navigate their way through the thick, dense fog which has taken over our region. Greg Harper is looking down on the city from Cypress Bowl Road with more. Greg?
Good morning, Jody. Well, you can see exactly what's happening in Metro Vancouver from this vantage point. And this morning, it's lots of fog. Take a look behind me. You can barely see the Lionsgate Bridge right now. It's being blanketed by thick fog at the moment. Visibility in the causeway, not very good. And this is the case throughout Metro Vancouver. Where we are, a very popular destination for photographers. Many showed up last night to snap some pictures. That's something you don't see all the time, and that is heavy fog rolling into the city. So where we are above it. But if you are driving, walking, cycling in many parts of Metro Vancouver, you are in it. And that will be a challenge today. This is what it looked like earlier in Vancouver this morning. But it's also challenging if you're traveling by air. Lots of thick fog in Cole Harbour yesterday. Take a look at this. And that meant that there were no float planes. Float plane traffic was at a standstill yesterday. Aircraft were being diverted to other airports around the region. Actually, Harbour Air issued a travel advisory for destinations on Vancouver Island. Wasn't much better at Vancouver International Airport. There were several flight delays yesterday as well. Looked on the airport's webpage this morning, and there are some delays, but it's not looking too bad at the moment. If you are flying today, though, good idea to constantly check your flight status. A fog advisory issued by Environment Canada remains in effect. So this fog we are experiencing now, it is expected to improve later on today, but for now it is here, and for now it is thick. Be careful out there. Jody?
Indeed. Beautiful from where you're standing, Greg, but dangerous to operate motor vehicles in. Thanks so much. Greg Harper reporting live this morning from Cypress Bowl. People who help operate the Canada Line have voted overwhelmingly to strike. About 150 workers have voted 99% in favor of walking off the job, but they're still hoping for a negotiated settlement with mediated talks set for January 19th. The workers are represented by the BC Government Employees Union. They include control room operators, line attendants, station attendants, and administration staff. Their last contract expired a year ago. A 21-year-old hiker is still missing this morning, but now 2 of his friends have had to be rescued while out searching for him. North Shore Rescue had to airlift 2 of Liang Jin's friends out of the Haines Valley yesterday. They were searching for him in dangerous terrain. Crews say they were unprepared and would not likely have gotten out on their own. The rescue team asks everyone to stay out of the backcountry without preparation and training. Jin was last heard from on New Year's Eve and told his family he was going for a hike. We've seen hockey parents get into legal trouble before, but a Burnaby father has avoided a criminal record for some inappropriate behavior. Terry Litt was given 12 months probation and a conditional discharge. The 57-year-old admitted to threatening his son's 9-year-old teammate. That boy and his father were in the courtroom yesterday. The verbal assault happened after a game in North Vancouver last year. The boys had an altercation and Litt's son was allegedly punched. Litt responded by threatening to kill the other boy. He has apologized and avoided contact with the boy and his family.